Hey guys, we're back. Fiddle Around Outdoors here. As promised, we're going to do the head-to-head slug challenge. I brought all my slugs that I own with me. We are at the shooting range. We've got a target about 42, 43 yards downrange up against a tree. We've got 5 different slugs here. We are going to show you. We've got that's not the hybrid slugs. We've got some ZAN 28 grain. Then we've got some Hawk. They are 38.88 grain. Then we've got our ZAN 37, which I had high hopes for in the past, but we won't go there. So these are the H&N Heavy Slugs that my gun is tuned for. They are 38 grain. And then finally, I brought these 40.1 grain slugs. I don't know what's up with them. I haven't shot them at anything, but they weren't chronographing very well. They were very low numbers for what they should have been. And apparently it's because it's a cast slug and it's got a flat base. It's not a dish base. So when the pressure is released from the valve, it doesn't press the slug into the rifling the way the dish based does. Let's get onto it and let's see the results. And again, I'm got my chronograph set up here. I haven't got a newer one yet. Again, funds, guys, funds. I'm going to show speed as requested. I'm going to show speed and regulator pressure, okay? But yeah, onward we go. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get at it. We're going to go ahead and start with the 28 grain ZAN slugs. We're going to go ahead and shoot 5 shots at each target. Now, I have not fired the gun at all yet. Just I tuned it the other day. Like I was telling you guys on the other video, I shot like 60 rounds probably. Oh, I put some lead into that old archery target, and I got it tuned. I did shoot it once to make sure the chronograph is reading, and it was, and it said 1,005 with the H&N 38 grain slug. Okay, this is the ZAN 28 grain. I expect this to be pretty high velocity, I'm sure. But let's see. Okay, we are going to go for the very top target. I'm going to go ahead and just aim dead center. Hopefully it hits the shooting C. Okay, 11-15. That's getting with it. Actually, that kind of had a crack to it. I'm going to have to move this scope back on the pick rail. It is not back far enough. Yeah, these suckers. 11-17. I really hope you guys can see the chronograph reading, but they're just going way too fast. They're right below the speed of sound, which is 1025 at this elevation. Looks like that went through the same hole in the top. This should be the last round. Okay. 11-13. Pretty consistent, guys. Pretty consistent. Oh, let me show you what I've got this gun tuned for. I've got the gun, the regulator is on 165, okay? And then here, let me get down here. My macro is at 22, and the micro is just about 3 clicks under 4. So it's pretty close to max. Okay. We used about 5 bar there, guys. I've got an extra clip. Actually, I'm sending this clip back and getting a new one. But anyway, we are doing the Hawk 34.88 grain, basically a 35 grain slug now. All right, we got 5 rounds. Yeah, it keeps coming loose. The screw in the middle is not right. All right. Okay, let's try the Hawks. Okay, guys, we are going to go for the very next target down, right below the one we just shot. .1033. Boy, it does not like these. 1033. We got a duplicate. Duplicate, y'all. .1032. All right, last round, y'all. It's not very good. Not looking good for the Hawks. Okay. Got the ZAN 28s. We got the Hawks 35 and 34/8, whatever you want to call them. That screws a pain in the butt. All right, it's time for the 37 ZANs. Let's pop 5 of them out. Now we're jumping up 2.1 grain or something, so we're going to see a velocity drop. I think you guys really enjoy these head-to-head challenge, you know, testing slugs and pellets against each other videos. I got a lot of feedback on the pellets and the 3 heavyweight champions pellets versus the hybrid slugs. Even though I'm a firm believer in hybrid slugs for sure. They're absolutely just designed amazing, but this gun, it's too light for this gun, but the DRS, it's perfect. All right, guys, we got the ZANs 37 grain, and we only used 5 bar. That's crazy. I must have this thing just dialed. So you guys got to watch more of me, see what you're doing. Okay, we're going to send them. We're going to send them to the left-hand side target on that box down there. A little low. Not really, that's kind of almost where I was aiming when I squeezed. Oh. These might be kind of hard to beat actually, guys. That was right where I released it. Right when I sent it, it hit right where that crosshair was is where it hit. Remember to take your breaths. Oh, these ain't bad. I'm liking it. 1013. Sorry, I wasn't reading them off, but I'm hoping you can see the display. That was 1013 on that, the velocity on that one. These aren't bad. 1013. Boys, I got it super. I got this thing tuned like nobody's business, son. Not bad. 1014. Not bad at all. All right. The ZANs are going to be hard to beat. All right. Here's my boy right here. We got the H&N 38 grain. Let's grab 5 of them. I'm getting a little low. It's not a little. I'm getting low on these. I made a whole bunch of tracers, and really I just need an actual scope camera instead of trying to rubber band my scope camera mount to the, to keep it still. It's just not going to work very well. You get what you pay for. Don't ever forget that. All right, 5 of my best, I guess, or what I think is the best. But that's what we're here to find out, and I'm going to keep my word. Whatever. Oh, I didn't bring my caliper. Man, I always forget something, fellas. I always forget something. The wife printed me a 3D caliper so I can measure groups. I mean, you can buy them for $5, $8 at the store, but free is better, isn't it? All right, we're hot. Now these should just be a hair over 1,000. I got 1,005 out of one. I did fire one just to see the chronograph work. Okay, we're gonna go for the right hand side target. See if we can match it. Not bad. Well, they got definitely got a little bit of a kick to them. Oh, I didn't read off the. Hold on. I didn't read off the chronograph. Sorry, fellas. Oh, 1007. 1007 with a 38 grain H&N Slug. Yeah, apparently with this thing you have to have it in the shade to get it to get a reading. All right, we got a tight group. Let's keep it up. $10.07. Last one. We're gonna send it. I see a tight group, fellas. It can be tough to beat, especially with those cheapos. Not bad. Click. Click means that's it. All right, guys, that was looking good. Yeah, here's some of those pink ones I've got. Some of them are got gloss on the back of them. Actually, you got to be careful because sometimes they don't fly. I don't know, it throws them off a little bit, and they're not as precision because of the weight distribution. It probably throws the ballistic coefficient off. Okay, so now we're gonna try these. I don't know. I don't. Maybe I should have more faith, but they are Harper 0.25. They're 40.1 grain. They're just a cheaply made cast slug. It's a hollow point. See, they're hollow point, and then you probably won't be able to see, but the bottom you can see the little seam on them. All right, let's see what they do. I guess they're definitely going to be below 1,000 feet per second. I know that. But we're going to give them all a chance. Boy, it's nice in the shade like this. This is an old tractor shed. Minus the tractor. Okay. All right. We got our Harpers, 40.1 grain. It only came with 80. Most of them went over the chronograph, so, and I was kind of disappointed. But then again, it was when I first got the gun, so, I mean, learning curve, who knows. All right, we are hot, and we're going for that very bottom target. I'm kind of interested to see how these are going to do. I actually hit dead on. 972. It center punched that bullseye. Boy, it's going to make a... Boy, they don't like to feed into that bore. Wow, that was tight. That's what she said, huh? Okay, so 972, guys. I don't know. Let's see, hold on. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It looks like I'm going to have 25 shots, and I'll still have probably 10 bar left before I drop the reg. Okay, of course, now I can't remember if we're hot again. We're going to try to send it. Am I seeing this right? Guys, I just shot through the same hole with some budget Amazon slugs. And they are tight in that bore.
Didn't know it until I got up to the target later, but they actually hit way low the second and third shot. Way low and to the left. They didn't even hit the target at
Oh
all.
my gosh. 972. There's 3 in the same hole. Me and my big mouth. Oh no. Why? What's going on here?
I need better glass, and I would have noticed those 2 shots going awry like that.
Oh. I did not do that on purpose. It hit super low. All right, the last one. 971. All right, that was it, guys. That was it. All right, we're going to go check it out and see what we got. It looks like a tie between these cheap Harpex 40 grain slugs and the H&Ns, but let's go have a look, shall we?
More like the 37 grain Zans were much closer.
How's that for picture in picture? All right, guys. So in the top, we've got the 28 grain ZAN Slugs. Looks like 2 went through almost the same hole. If it'll focus. 2 of them went through here. It's about the length of the tip of my index finger to my knuckle, just about an inch. And then we had a flyer over here. Okay. Then we shot the Hawks, which they're not a bad slug. They're just, you know, I don't know. I'd have to tune the gun for them probably. So, but these went extremely fast. Actually, it's not bad considering they were just about to break the sound barrier. In fact, they were making a crack because they were transonic. Okay, so these 34.88 grain Hawks, they, again, like 2 right next to each other, 2 right next to each other, and then a flyer. So I'm gonna call that about 1.25 inches. That's definitely a hair over an inch. Now, the ZANs were not bad at all. The ZAN 37 grain guys, this is not a bad group. Like, if you all let me cheat and take that flyer out of there. Oops, that didn't happen. That's like one jagged long hole. It almost looks like an inconsistent velocity, but it's not because it's up and down. But that's definitely about 3/4 of an inch. Okay, then you got my babies here. My gun's tuned for them. That's a very small group. That is probably a 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 of an inch. There's no doubt those are very superior. But let's come down here to this. Really, really astonished me. So, okay, it wasn't shooting through the same hole, but look at it compared to my thumbnail, or my index fingernail. Those 4 shots would fit on my nail, on my index fingernail. So we're talking less than a 1/2 inch. Basically, you're looking for a budget slug. Those Harpex aren't bad, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my H&Ns. They definitely had a very, very tight group. We got some starlings, but we're here to target practice. I get distracted. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with my H&Ns, guys. The heavyweight title is still being defended. So you guys got any challengers? You let me know. I will put them on order, get them in, and we will put them to the test. Again, I'm running 165 on my reg pressure. It took a lot of trial and error, guys. It was not easy. I'm telling you, I shot at least 60 rounds the other day, at least. Yeah, I mean, I shot a 1/2 can of slugs to just get it absolutely precision. I mean, I was going up on the reg, down on the reg. It was back and forth. In a nutshell, it is not easy, but that's what I'm here for, is to help you all out. So let me do the hard work so you can figure it out. Boy, we're getting target rich. We got starlings, don't we? We got little mini me back here again. She was begging to be in the video, and I told her no. I said this is strictly a challenge video for pellets, but I guess she's here. She's got M&M mouth. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Basically, the H&Ns are superior. A lot of times stuff made in Germany is, but anyway, that's an opinion, not a fact or anything. Guys, I want you to like, subscribe, and keep watching. Keep watching. I'm going to probably take a break this weekend. It's supposed to be super hot. I am going to go ahead and give a shout out to Big Frank's World, because the guy does interact with me. he's been trying, to give me some tips, and I really appreciate it, man. And like I said, I've got some other YouTubers that have been kind of interacting with me and, giving me a little tips here and there. I'm a pretty good shooter, but I'm new to the YouTube thing. So, again, I want everybody to be safe in this heat, and everybody like, subscribe, and keep watching the channel. And she wants to say bye. Bye, guys. Until the next one.